If you could see the perspiration on my head, that's because it is hot. It's like 100 degrees in the studio. Welcome to Brick Science. Today I'm gonna show you how to build JetBlot and how to transform him from a robot into a jet. There's a link down in the description if you wanna get this guy, but if you just already have the pieces and wanna follow along at home, you're welcome to do that. We're gonna start by building the torso. So these are the pieces you're gonna need for the torso. We're gonna start with this little boat looking piece. This is gonna be at the bottom of the torso, and we're gonna stick 2 of these ball joints on it, one on either side, like that. Next up, we're gonna add this bracket, which is an inverted bracket, so it actually sticks up instead of hanging over. And then we're gonna put a 1x2 dark red plate in the front. On top of that, we'll stack 2 2x2 plates, like that. And then we'll add a snot brick on the front, which is a double, and 2 on the sides. And the ones on the sides are actually gonna make him, give his chest sort of like a V shape. Make him kind of bulky, so we're gonna use these little gray grills and put those on the side snot bricks, just like that. And boom, there we go. We got the first part done. Now we just gotta add our 2x4 brick and this little round 2x2 donut piece. That's what I like to call it because it has a hole in it. We're just gonna put this on the chest so that it kind of matches with the top of the chest like that. And then we have the first part of the torso. And now we're gonna build the jetpack. It's sort of like a jetpack, not really, but it sort of looks like one. What we're gonna do is grab a bracket like this. This is an overhanging bracket, so it's the opposite of this one. But when we put these together, they match up, so we can build across that, which is a really cool technique. You just have to have 2 bricks and 2 plates between those. I don't know, it's weird measurement, but it does work. Then we're gonna add a 1x2 plate right here on the middle one, and we're gonna put 2 slopes like this facing down. So we should look just like that. Then for the top part, we're gonna put this little bar clip right there, and 2 cheese slopes right on top. So this is what you should have. This is the top where his head's gonna go. And so what we're gonna do for the vehicle mode is we're gonna take a little thing and build a cockpit. So we're gonna take this little clip and this little grill piece and stick it right on there like that. And this thing will actually go upside down like that. So the grill should be facing forward. You can fold that back. You can fold that back for the robot mode. Next up, let's build the arms. For the arms, these are the pieces you're gonna need, and we're basically gonna mirror this on both sides. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by locking together 3 of these joints, which I've already done here. So it's just this one, and then 2 of these longer ones, like that. And that'll create the arm structure, so we can move that around. And then, with it facing like that, we're gonna take a inverted half bracket, like so, put that on the bottom of that piece, and we'll just build up the other one at the same time, make it easier. Nice. These should be facing out. Then we're gonna take our 2 slopes, these 1x2 slopes, put them on like the forearms, right here and here. And then we're gonna add 2 of these guys, which are cheese slopes, right on top of there to kind of cap that off. I'm kind of creating the jet wing, but you can't really tell because it's not in the jet mode. So, now on this bracket, what we're gonna do is take this cool little bar piece and put a 1x2 slope on top of it. And this thing is kind of cool because you can rotate it in the connection just enough to give it some detail. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that assembly and put it on the side of the bracket, just like that, kabam. And then on the top, we'll put a cheese slope and this little cone piece. We'll do the same thing on the other side real quick. Again with the bar, put that on the bracket, not the arm. Then we'll add our cone and our cheese slope. And boom, there we go. Now what I'm gonna do is turn these around so they're facing you, and these will face out like that. So you should have these little bar pieces facing back. Then we can grab our torso like this, with again, this facing forward, and we're gonna make it so the cones are on the front side of the torso with this guy. We can fold down those arm pieces, and boom, there we have JetBlot's arms. These look pretty cool. These are articulatable, and you can actually kind of fold these guys too, which is nice. But now let's build up the legs and the feet. Guys, it is really hot in here. I'm just gonna be honest, like it is so hot. Now these legs are a little complicated, so I'm gonna build one at a time. So first you snap together 2 of these leg pieces, same ones we used for the arms, like that. Then you're gonna rotate the top one 90 degrees, either way. Well, actually, rotate it this way because then we're gonna build the other leg. Rotate it that way. Then we're gonna take an overhanging bracket, and on top of it, not on the side, but on top, we're going to put this little black grill piece, just like that. We can place that on our shin, like that, with the angled part facing down, like so. Then we're gonna build up our foot real quick. So we're gonna take this cool wedge piece. We're gonna have the wedge part facing inward, and then we're gonna add our 1x2 and our little joint piece right there. Then we can snap in our leg like that. We're gonna keep it flat for now, but we're gonna snap that in. On the top part of this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate this up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna put it on top of a 1x2 plate, like that. We're gonna set that on top of our hip joint, like so. Then we're gonna take this guy, which is an inverted bracket again, and we're gonna put our little gunmetal gray piece right there, and put that on the underside of the leg. Now that you have everything connected, it's pretty easy. You just wanna make it so that the gunmetal gray piece is facing forward. If forward is up, like that, and then this blue piece on the shins should be facing in. It kinda looks weird, but it'll make sense for the vehicle mode later. So that's what we have there. And then we're just gonna do that one more time for the other leg. So we'll snap together 2 of these joints here. We're gonna take our gunmetal gray piece and stick it on the bottom with that bracket, just like so. And then we're gonna fold that so that's facing up. On the side of this, we're then gonna put a 1x2 plate and our little angled blue wedge plate right there, just like that, so that should be facing back. Then we're gonna rebuild the foot again with the wedge plate facing the opposite direction this time, so it should be facing inward. We'll put on our 1x2 plate and then our joint. We can snap in our foot here, like that. And then the last thing, we just have to build up this assembly again. So we're gonna face this bracket inward, just like this, so it mirrors it. We're basically mirroring this piece we've already built. Then we're gonna put our grill on with the thick part kind of facing up, and boom. There we have 2 identical legs. We can fold them up like this, and turn the whole thing around, just like that. And now we can attach it to the torso. To attach to the torso, we just wanna make sure the gunmetal gray pieces, which are gonna be wheels on the actual jet model, are facing forward. Then we can snap it down, but when you do that, you wanna actually snap it inward, like that. So they get attached either way, it's just way easier this way. Then you can fold the legs down and boom, he's standing. But he is missing a head, so that's the next thing we're gonna add. And this is the simplest OOBLOT head there is so far. It only uses 5 pieces. We're gonna start with this guy, which is the head piece. We'll put on 2 jumper plates for the eyes. We'll put on this little ball joint piece for the mouth, as soon as I get it on there, kabam. And then we'll take this cup joint, put it on there, or socket joint, whatever you wanna call it, and we'll flip that around 180 degrees and fold it down, just like that. Now, with the eyes facing the same way as this guy, you wanna just snap it down on the head, so that goes right there. He can fold his head down, he can turn it just enough without knocking those cones off, which is nice. That was kind of a design challenge I had, is I had these cones like up here, because they're supposed to be like missile chambers, but it didn't work, so I moved them forward. And now we have JetBlot in his robot mode. He's actually pretty cool in this mode. You can like move him around and stuff. But now what we're gonna do is transform him from a robot into a jet, and that's really easy. So with him facing up, what you're gonna do, is you're gonna fold in these arms like that. So the cheese slope should kind of make a triangle piece like that. So you're just gonna fold those up, boom. And now, we're gonna flip them over like this. So you should kind of see the jet coming to life here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna angle this piece down. Remember it's flipped up like that? That'll become the cockpit right there. So you can kind of see it's black, it looks like glass. That's the cockpit. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take each arm and we're gonna bring it out like this. This is an important step, bringing it out. Otherwise you'll break off these little gray pieces. We're gonna bring it out and we're gonna flip them over 180 degrees so that the missile pieces are pointing down. And then we're going to angle them in, kind of fold them in like that. I like to put these little ball joints right above the hip joints, like so. And then we're gonna flip them over one more time and angle our little missiles forward. These are those little bar pieces we were using earlier. Bam, there we go. We're gonna flip them over one more time, and then we're gonna move the legs. So the legs are kind of interesting. What we're gonna start with is rotating these guys 180 degrees, just like that. So you're gonna rotate the shins 180 degrees, so the grills are facing up. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend them forward, like that. When you bend them forward, these pieces will kind of match up, and it'll kind of just like slot together, like so. And that's what we got. Now we just have one last step here. We're just gonna take the feet and we're gonna rotate them 90 degrees inward. So what I'm doing here is making it so the wedge pieces are facing kind of like this. Rotate those like that, and then what we can do is kind of just match these together. Kind of flatten this guy out. You can see the tires are on the bottom. Those are supposed to be tires. And now we have a jet. Kabam! We got the wings, we got the missiles in the front, we got the cockpit. This is actually a really cool build. I kind of worked with the colors when I was designing this because it was just gray when I started. And I was like, yeah, it's not really that cool. But when you add like the blue and the red in there, you can do this with whatever colors you have at home, right? When you add the blue and the red in there, it really just comes to life and makes it look a lot cooler. Real quick, I'll just show you how to turn it back into a robot. You fold the legs down, spin them around like this, spin the feet around, little bit more. You're gonna fold out the arms, flip them around completely, and down. Nice. Bend up these little bar pieces, like so. And then you can fold this guy down if you want, but otherwise just keep it like that, and boom. I just think he's kind of a cool build because he's the first OOBLOT that can actually turn into something else, which isn't really what even they do, but this guy doesn't, so that's cool. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and feel free to build one of these yourself. There's a link in the description if you want to get one of these. We have a bunch of different OOBLOT designs and more on their way, so check out this video where I built a Lego aircraft carrier. That's actually what I originally designed these guys for, but they were a little too big and timing just didn't work out. And check out another video right here because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next Brick Science. Whoosh.